Hello sweet beans, my name is Soleil and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing my 2026 bullet journal setup, which I don't know if you can hear from my voice, but I'm so excited about. I got this journal from Notebook Therapy a couple months ago. They released it and I knew this is the one. This is the one for the new year. Here's a little look at my old journal, which is now completely filled, before we start off at my new journal. I got some very exciting goodies in preparation for this, a little weekly planner and a book review thing from The Creeping Moon on Etsy. I also got a washi tape that has the days of the week. I thought the weekly planner would be a little bit smaller. That is completely my fault because I did not read the description. So I could have known that, but it really doesn't matter because I love it all the same. But either way, these three items on the left side are what inspired this entire yearly setup. And here I'm going through just some of the other little things I'll be using. I showed off some of my stamp collection and my stickers. And then here are some things that I printed out, including so many movie posters and book covers. I'm only showing you a small tidbit of me cutting them out because it took a long time. And this is 6 times sped up. You do not want to know how much real life time it took to cut these out. I think it was an entire episode of Heated Rivalry, which yes, I have seen all of Heated Rivalry. If you have as well, let me know down below. But I cut them all out, and there are so many because they include, well, let me see if I remember them all. My anticipated book releases for 2026, my anticipated movie releases for 2026, the books that I read last month, the movies that I watched last month, and the books that I will read this month, or I'm excited about, I'm currently reading, I'm looking forward to, and the movies that I'm watching this month. So those last 4 are what I usually have in my monthly spreads. If you've seen any of these, you know I have a setup that I like, that I stick to, that is my vibe. And the anticipated books and anticipated movies are what I put at the beginning of my journal every year so that I can kind of keep track and see what's coming out and keep them in mind. All these things, especially since I'm buying a lot less books currently. It's nice to kind of keep track of what's coming out in case I do allow myself to buy a book, and I can remind myself which ones I was most excited about if I want to pick one of those. And then I can also, keep track of my reviews and if I read them throughout the year. Which last year I almost saw every single movie on my anticipated movies list. There were just like 2 that I hadn't, which you can see in my November-December bullet journal video if you want to see. And I only read a couple of the books, so something to think about. But here are all of the stickers I have to choose from. No, this isn't the total amount of stickers I have in my collection. You don't need to see that. You don't need to worry about it. All of my stickers are from Sticky Club. I had a monthly subscription for about 5 years, which you can do that math yourself. I'm not going to tell you how many sticker packs I have because of that, but don't worry about it. But I decided to pause my subscription for a while so that I can use up some of the leftovers from packs that I did use for monthly spreads, but obviously didn't use every single one of every single sticker sheet in that pack. And then also use up some of the months that I hadn't gotten to yet. There's a very specific Swan Lake themed month that I still have not done yet that I think I might do for February. I wasn't feeling it, but I'm kind of feeling it now. And you can skip them if you pay attention at all and skip it before it ships, but I missed that a couple times. So there are a few that I skipped that just really weren't my vibe. But I always got the, what's it called? Not antique. It's some other word that means like old. Vintage? Vintage. I think I got the vintage collection. There's only 3, so you know which one it is. Anyways, so you just saw me put together my opening spread, my year spread, whatever the hell it's called, for 2026. I just kind of wanted to have the vibes, the ambiance of my medieval theme on that front spread. And then now I'm doing my goals for this year. So you do not see me writing what my goals are. I'm still ruminating on those. I do not believe in the kind of restrictive goals, the ones where people start off the beginning of the year and are like, I'm gonna go from never working out to working out 5 days a week. And then, of course, that's not how you build a habit, and then it falls apart. Yeah. I don't believe in doing that. I believe in doing goals that don't change you entirely, that are in line with who you are and your personal beliefs and your own ambitions, and just kind of setting reasonable, achievable things throughout the year that you can look forward to and that you can, build strong habits over time. So I'm still ruminating on what I want those to be, but I have the space now. And I did some nice little foliage doodles. One of the things, oh, look at this could be one of my goals. One of the things I really want to work on this year is learning more line art doodles, because I love doing like little drawings and little doodles in corners, and I have so many pens that I could be using for that. But when I'm looking at the page and I'm like, okay, I want to put like a cute little like scrapbooky style doodle, I can think of like a vine. I can think of the most basic of flowers, a star. I do have a couple different star doodles down. You'll see me use a couple later in the spread. And squiggles. I like a good squiggle, or just a blocky line. And I think, this might be crazy, but I think there's more options out there for doodles I can do, especially botanical and naturey doodles, and different types of stars, or like fireworks. I just doodled a firework on my friend's engagement card, and it was very fun. And I was like, oh my gosh, look at this, a little line art doodle of a firework that looks pretty neat, and it was very easy to do. So I want to do that. I want to learn more. I can't remember what it's called. It's like travel painting. I have so many like bookmarked courses on this, and I tried it myself when I went to Japan. And it's just slightly intimidating because a lot of the people that do travel paintings are good at painting. I know, crazy thought. And I'm not great. I'm not the worst, but I don't know a lot, and I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just having a good time. And that's great, and that's fine. I do want to learn a couple techniques so that I can just capture things in my travels, things that I see. Oh my God, here goes my heating. I just turned it off. Okay, hang on, everybody. Okay, we're back in business. Heating has been turned off again. I hate my heating system. It is electronic, which I think most are these days. But in order to turn it off, you just have to set it at a lower temperature. Otherwise, if you turn it off, it just won't respond. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm very grateful for my heating. It's very nice in these cold winter months. However, it doesn't listen to me. So I put together my vision board spread. You will also notice that I didn't put my vision board on there because I'm planning on doing like a vision boarding thing with some friends, hopefully sometime soon. So I still want to pick out those pictures later, but I wanted to have the space where they're going already done. I also did this tarot spread. I did not fill it out because I think that's a little personal. I'm not sure. I might still share it when I pull my cards. I pull one for every month of the year, and then one for the year overall. That's that little one on the right. That's my overall for the year. but I've been doing this every year for a couple years now. And I don't know, it's a very personal look into my life. So, I don't know, maybe I'll share it, maybe I won't. Who's to say? I don't even know if anyone would care. So, now we are doing something. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is something I started doing last year. It was inspired by someone. I can't remember who it was, but there is another journaling person who did a kind of one Polaroid for every month of the year. Oh, I think it was Amanda Rach Lee. I think Amanda Rach Lee did like one Polaroid for every month of the year throughout the year. And I decided that I wanted to do that last year, so I did that all of last year. I do have a Polaroid camera, but I used a Canon Ivy printer to print out photos from my phone that I'd taken throughout the year, throughout the months, and I really liked it. I just kind of picked like one special moment from every month at the end of the month, and it was just really nice to look back and see all of those highlights of the year. Also, you'll notice that my usual sticker tape, no, that's not what it's called. It's not glue tape. Tape roller, perhaps, ran out, which I knew was going to happen in December when I did my last monthly spread. I knew it was going to happen. I was like, oh, I should make sure to get more before I do my next bullet journal. And I didn't, and I completely forgot, and here we are. But it's actually serendipitous because I have this double-sided tape and I have this really crappy tape roller that I never use because it sucks so bad and it doesn't work at all. And I should use those up. So I used this double-sided tape for the spread. So that was good. And now I am doing the lengthy process of punching out the embossed tape for this. And oh no, I did the other ones first. Oh, how smart of me. So I printed out the anticipated books and anticipated movies titles first, and then I went through the tedious process of getting all of the months embossed for the other one. See, this is me finding out that my weekly planner was way too large to fit in the journal, which I don't really do a weekly planner in my journal anyways, so that was really just, whatever the word is for overexcited thinking. I can't remember what it is. You know what I'm talking about. But I do keep track. Oh, this is on a second day. Don't worry about it. But I do keep track of my, not exactly to-do list, but I was going to say things that get done. It's literally the same thing. My to-do list for every day on just a little piece of, not graph paper, but it is like lined grid paper. That's a sticky notepad. So you know what? A weekly planner is so much better, higher quality of life. And I'm excited. I already used it. I love it. Oh, here's my little Canon Ivy printer. And I'm using the photo pages to map out where I will stick the photo and put in like a little tiny frame to guide myself for the next couple months. I also did that last year and it really helped. I also realized after I printed the monthly titles that I made them much smaller than the previous year. The previous year I did like full, not that they were smaller, they're the same font size, but I put more tape on either side of them, so they were just a little longer. But you know what? It really doesn't matter, So yeah, but the month is already halfway through at this point. I did have to wait to do this until I got my supplies on the left side from the Creepy Moon, which I absolutely love. I didn't have a chance to use the sticky tape, washi tape that I got that had the days of the week, but I'm really looking forward to doing that for some new types of fun spreads. Like I mentioned earlier, I do the same layout every month, which I think is great and fine, and I have no problem with, but I do want to try and incorporate a couple new ones. Not necessarily consistently or every month the same new ones or every month different new ones. Just every once in a while, toss in some new stuff, some new things to think about, but I do have to noodle on that for a little bit. And now we are doing my anticipated books. Oh, so exciting. I think I did have to kick out one or two here, or was it in the movies? No, I think this one worked out just fine. And maybe just for the movies I had to kick one out. Oh, no, maybe I did kick one out for this. Either way, I just selected a bunch of ones that I wanted to keep my eye on. These aren't necessarily books that I am going to read. They definitely aren't all books that I'm going to buy, but they are ones that I have my eye on and I'm interested in, with a small exception, which is The Shippers by Catherine Center. The last two Catherine Center books I did not enjoy very much, but the first one I read, The Bodyguard, is a top romance book for me. So, I don't know. But I have already read one of the books on that list, and that is Graceless Heart by Isabel Ibanez. I loved this book. I got this book as an ARC, and I read it, and I loved it, and it is basically Italian Renaissance, but fantasy. And it is about a woman who can carve into stone, but she has kind of passed down magical powers from her ancestors, so she can carve magical gemstones out of rock. And now we're looking at my anticipated movies. So I did have to kick two off. I kicked off to Supergirl and another one. I don't remember what the other one is. But there just was not enough space. And that's fine. I know those movies are coming out. And I wanted to make sure to keep the top billing on here, as they say. I also considered kicking off Wuthering Heights, because I don't think that movie is going to be anything like the book. But I'm rereading the book so that I can accurately critique the movie. But I think if you do not remember the book, or if you forget the book exists while you're watching it, I think it might be a good time. But again, the movie has not come out yet, so there's no way of knowing until it does. But now I'm doing my January spread. You also may have noticed I messed up. I made a mistake, which is I wanted to put that book review spread after January so that I could review Graceless Heart, which I just finished with the new book review paper. Except I put it right after my 2026 spread. So I realized I made that mistake right as I started my January spread, and I thought, oh, right, whoops. And I decided not to worry about it until later. And I think we've reached later. And now I have to worry about it. So, yeah, I still don't have a plan. I still don't have an idea. I think either I just leave it there and I do another one, or I just review it there. Because technically speaking, I did read most of the book in 2025, and I finished it on the 1st of January. So, it's fine. It doesn't matter at all. It's inconsequential in the grand scheme of the world. Then for January, I continued the medieval theme. I figured, for the 2026 spread and the first month of the year spread, I kind of wanted to keep them among the same theme. And I really went ham with the stickers until I realized that I had covered up the area that I was planning on covering up with that piece of paper anyways. So then I had to kind of reorganize, and then I realized later that the clock is mostly covered up. But you know what, at this point, I had been working on this for a long time, and I was like, it's fine. Nothing to worry about. It's fine. And now I'm doing, I think, my books spread. So, like I said earlier, this is my books read last month and what I will read this month. I read a couple of books last month, and I had to remind myself what honestly was that month and what was this month, because there were a couple, like I said, I started right at the end of the year, and then I finished right at the beginning of this year. But who's to say? So I finished An Offer from a Gentleman, it will be the new Bridgerton season, book 3, I think, in the series. Ride With Me and The Kraken Sacrifice. And then I will be reading, I have read now, Grace's Heart. I did finish Sibylline. And I want to read Everything is Tuberculosis. And I am currently beta reading Jade Juniper's new book, The Solstice Air, which the cover reveal has not been done yet. So this is a blurred out version of the cover, which Jade posted themselves. So I will not be slandered for revealing a cover because I did not. It is blurred out so no one can see it, but I know. So anyways, I put some extra stamps and stickers, and I put my reviews for those books. I did not like Sibylline. That will be a video for a different time. Also, Kraken Sacrifice did not work for me, but I really enjoyed Ride With Me and Graceless Heart, and decently enjoyed An Offer from a Gentleman. So, yeah. Now we're moving on to my movie spread. So because I was visiting a family for the holidays and I was on many flights, I watched a lot of movies in December and started watching quite a few in January as well. I had a beautiful streak. For the first week of January, that was a movie every day. It was magical. It was beautiful, but then, the work week started and I had to prep for a work trip, so I was exhausted at the end of my work days and basically just went straight to bed. So the streak ended, but it wasn't like I was going to keep it up for the whole year. That would be a wild goal that I think would just stress me out, because it's about, relaxing and having fun and having a good gosh darn time. But look at all the movies that I watched. They barely even fit. I watched a couple movies at the beginning, the Umbrellas of Cherbourg and Wild Strawberries for my Criterion challenge that I did not finish, but I made some progress. And then I saw Wake Up Dead Man, rewatched The Holiday, watched Companion, Hamnet. I watched The Grinch Stole Christmas. The Grinch Who Stole Christmas? I'm not sure. For the first time, rewatched Family Stone. Watched Wild Horses, Formula One. One Battle After Another was a rewatch, same with Formula One. I saw Sentimental Value. Please ignore my face on the left side of the screen. I was leaning down. And I saw Sing Sing and Zootopia 2. A lot of great movies that month. Honestly, very few that I did not enjoy, mostly Wild Strawberries. Yeah, that one was complex. But for this month, I have already seen a couple movies, which is People We Meet on Vacation and No Other Choice. No Other Choice was incredible. If it is in a theater near you, you should absolutely go see it. It is so good. And I hope to see 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, Is This Thing On?, Dead Man's Wire, If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, and The Sound of Falling just came to streaming, I think. So yeah, that was it. Now we're going to do a quick little flip through of everything, and I will show close-ups. Don't mind my door being weird. I will show close-ups of everything at the end as well, in case you want to see some more detail up close. But thanks so much for joining me. Let me know a goal or something you're looking forward to in this upcoming year, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, bye.